What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97, and welcome to episode number 35 of Jett Storm's My Career Mode here in WWE 2K15. And today we're kicking this episode off as Jett Storm goes one-on-one with the biggest underdog in WWE history, the luchador Rey Mysterio, former World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE Champion, former Tag Team Intercontinental and Cruiserweight Champion. He's done really all there is to do here in the WWE. He has accomplished almost everything in this company. He's even a Royal Rumble winner, holds the record for the longest amount of time in a Royal Rumble match with over 62 minutes. I think it's 62 minutes and 12 seconds if my memory serves me correct, or maybe it's 63 minutes. I don't know, it's not really important. Numbers aren't the big deal, but the fact is he was in the Royal Rumble for over an hour, and that was of course what led him on to WrestleMania, where he would win the World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat against Randy Orton and Kurt Angle. So wow, Rey Mysterio, quite the decorated competitor here in the WWE, but it's up to Jett Storm here tonight to take this decorated competitor to the limit. And, you know, he's got to outclass Mysterio. He's got to do his best to get the win over Mysterio here tonight. So as we can see, back and forth these two go, exchanging some chain grapple holds here. As right now, Jett Storm has Rey Mysterio by the arm here. Now with a bit of a hammerlock from behind. And oh, look at that, just wrenching on the arm of Rey Mysterio. But of course, we are continuing Vickie Guerrero's challenge she has issued Jett Storm here in the month of April, where we've got to put on 3-star matches to try to impress the GM, which isn't, I don't know, it's not really much of a storyline, but it's better than nothing. As you can see, Jett Storm off the second rope splash, goes for the cover, but Rey kicks at it too. So Jett Storm right now, you know, it's obvious that this is one of probably very few opportunities where Jett Storm could possibly outpower his opponent. So maybe we could see Jett Storm tapping into a bit of a different part of his arsenal. Maybe we'll see some suplexes and some more power-based offense. Although I still would say, I mean, Jett Storm, he can fly around that ring just like Rey Mysterio can. But I would think Jett Storm, if he's smart, he would try to use a bit more of a power style of offense. But at the same time, you don't want to stray too far from the norm, because otherwise, you know, if you're trying too hard to differentiate your offense, you know, that's where you can easily start making mistakes, because you start to overthink it, and you really find yourself in trouble. As we can see, a nice belly-to-belly suplex there from Jett Storm. As right now, it is Storm who is in control, as there's an Irish whip. Mysterio bounces off the ropes, but oh, Mysterio with a counter. And of course, every time I say somebody's in control, the momentum just has to shift, right? Seems how that always goes. And look at that splash off the top rope by Mysterio. Cover, 2 count, but Storm kicks out, I should say. At a count of 2. So right now it's Mysterio who's on the offensive. Jett Storm, he's got to try to find a way to get back in control of this matchup. As we can see right now, Mysterio going for a DDT, counter by Storm into an arm breaker there. And Mysterio gets planted by Jett Storm. So at the moment, Jett Storm still trying to get himself into a potential championship opportunity. Be cool to see Jett Storm potentially challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, or maybe even the United States Championship. But at the moment, Jett Storm, he's just gotta keep plugging away here in these matches. He's got to keep working his butt off so that he can become the best there is here in the company, so that he can earn those championship matches and earn those titles. As we see, Mysterio counters with a nice jawbreaker. And there's a kick to the gut of Jett Storm. And look at Rey. He's going to set Storm up for a sunset flip. Cover. 1, 2. But Jett Storm kicks at it too. Just barely manages to stay alive. Nice counter with an elbow to the face of Mysterio. Now look at this. Oh, look at Jett Storm. A sunset flip of his own. And he's got Rey here. 1, 2, 3. No, Jett Storm, or I should say Mysterio, just barely kicks out at the last second. But now look at this. Irish whip over there into the corner. So Jett Storm almost kind of trying to play a bit of one-upsmanship with Mysterio there. after delivering a sunset flip of his own. And Mysterio now delivers a knee right to the gut of Jett Storm. And Mysterio's going to go to the top rope here. He's up on the top rope, but Jett Storm trying to get back to his feet here. Mysterio, a drop kick to the back. And down goes Storm. Mysterio going to try to get the win off of that one. Forearm across the face. That's a 2 count, but Storm kicks out in the last second. Just barely keeps himself alive in this matchup. But right now, Rey Mysterio is in firm control. Jett Storm, he's got to turn things around quickly. Otherwise, he's going to walk out of this matchup with a loss. So Jett Storm, he's trying to turn the tides in his favor. Going for a DDT on Mysterio, but Mysterio counters with a side Russian leg sweep. And now look at Mysterio. What's he going to do? Moonsault there, a standing moonsault. And it's Mysterio who continues on the offensive. Look at this. A senton over the top rope. Springboard senton. But I don't think he quite got all of it, and that's why they call it high-risk offense. Always comes with its setbacks. And now Mysterio just waiting for Jett Storm to get in position. Mysterio maybe trying to set him up for the 619. Look at this. A hurricanrana into the ropes. And Jett Storm's in a lot of trouble here. 619 by Rey Mysterio. It connects. And he goes off the springboard. West Coast pop. Hooks the leg. 1. Replay at a really weird time. But there's the splash. 2 count. Oh, but wait a minute. Jett Storm kicks out. Well, I don't believe it. I thought Rey Mysterio had Storm beat, but Jett Storm somehow, some way managed to kick out, stay alive. But look at Mysterio kipping right up off that Northern Lights suplex. And here's Mysterio now. Tosses Storm down to the ground, down to the mat. And look at this, a splash off the top there. And now look at this, springboard crossbody by Mysterio. But he's still going. Look at the man fly. Bulldog right there by Rey Mysterio. And Storm could be out of it here. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Rey Mysterio has scored the win. Big victory there for Mysterio. But now it's time we move on to the next week. As this time, you know, the final challenge for Jett Storm here by Vickie Guerrero. And what an opponent Jett Storm has here tonight, as it is the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. And they are here. They're here on SmackDown. Jett Storm, he's going to be in for one hell of a fight here tonight against Bray Wyatt. And I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this matchup, because I really feel like a Jett Storm Bray Wyatt feud, just anything with a character like Bray Wyatt, who I think has the potential to be one of the greatest characters of all time in the WWE. I mean, and that's saying a lot. I mean, when we look at people like The Undertaker, who it could be argued is the character of all time. But then there's also, you know, legends. Like, when I say, there's a difference, I feel like, between the greatest, like, in terms of, like, performers, wrestlers, superstars, and then, like, characters. And I think Bray Wyatt, his isn't really a gimmick, because this, I mean, like they say, some of the best gimmicks are more of an extension of oneself. And I feel like Bray Wyatt, I feel like his, you know, his character, I feel like is one of the, it has the potential to be something great. Although I feel like WWE hasn't exactly capitalized on that potential. You know, they've given Wyatt his moment, but I mean, the feud between Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose that they had a couple months back, I felt like that could have been something spectacular. But the way they went about it, I feel like anything that could have gone wrong with that feud did. I mean, there was the whole Survivor Series match, which really didn't help either of the two. TLC didn't really do either of them any favors either. And then after that, they just competed in a myriad of stipulation matches, which I didn't really have much interest in. So I don't know what happened after that. But, I don't know, I felt like there could have been more potential. But in the end, I'm not here to harp on WWE. I mean, if I really want to watch wrestling, I'll go watch NXT, because that product, I'd rather promote NXT than criticize WWE. Because really, I'm more of a positive-minded sort of person. Although my Twitter account wouldn't say that, but that's kind of where I can instantaneously vent. That's like an instant outlet for frustrations with this company, but I don't want to bring that negativity over here to YouTube, because YouTube is where the fun happens. This is where we have amazing things like Universe Mode and this series and, you know, everything else that goes down on YouTube, and I can watch plenty of videos at my leisure and make some of my own. So as we can see, dropkick right there to the back of Bray Wyatt, as I went on a completely unrelated tangent there, but that is known to happen in a series like this. As we can see, dropkick right there by Storm, and Bray Wyatt falls to the floor. At Storm right now, he's up on the apron. He could be looking to fly here. Oh, he went for an axe handle, but didn't quite connect. You missed the mark just a little bit, Jett. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You missed that axe handle, but it's okay. Jett Storm, he's got to try to bounce back from that now, as he's got Bray Wyatt in a bit of a predicament. Wyatt makes it back to his feet, and look at no, Bray Wyatt hung Storm up there on the ropes, hung him up by the throat on that top rope, as Jett Storm was looking for something. But Jett Storm manages to bounce back with a nice counter. And here's Bray Wyatt tossing Jett Storm head first into that steel ring post. And Jett Storm is in a lot of trouble right now after just having his skull bashed in on that ring post. And now look at Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt, little time, little effort, and immediately capitalizing on Jett Storm's disoriented state. I mean, he just had his brain scrambled in that steel ring post. But that's now... I can't tell if that was a 7 or an 8 count, but Storm, he's getting back into the ring here. Actually, no, I can't tell because I don't have display counts on. I mean, anyway, that's just because, I mean, if I wanted to turn display counts on, I'd have to go into the menu every single time, every single match, because there are no gameplay settings or whatever for career mode, and I don't know why. I mean, really, it could have made this mode a little bit better to at least increase the difficulty. But, yeah, it's whatever. This is what the series has produced. This is what 2K has given us. It's a bit limited, but, you know, it's still better than nothing. So, I don't know. It gives us something to upload, something to kind of experiment with, see what 2K is, you know, and of course this is kind of the prototype for this sort of career mode. So it gives them an opportunity to see, you know, what the feedback is going to be, what do people like about it, what do people dislike about it, and it gives them something more to build upon in future games. But look at Bray Wyatt now. Pump handle slam right there, and down goes Jett Storm out onto the floor. But Bray Wyatt now, he's going to get back into the ring here, but Jett Storm cut him off with a backstabber. And Storm now, is he going to get back into the ring? He's got to get Bray Wyatt back in the ring if he wants to win this matchup. I mean, of course, he could win by countout or disqualification, but that's not how Jett Storm rolls. Just look at that right there by Storm. A dive to the outside, risking life and limb with that senton out to the floor. And now a DDT onto the floor. And that'll scramble Bray Wyatt's brains right now. And Storm tosses Bray Wyatt over against the announce table. It looks like he's going to smash Bray Wyatt face first off the announce table. And he's going for a DDT, but Bray Wyatt counters with a leg sweep. And Jett Storm right now, he's on the receiving end of a beating as Bray Wyatt gets back into the ring. Referee to 6 count, and Jett Storm, he's going to follow Wyatt back into the ring, but Wyatt hangs him up on the ropes once again. And of course, that's going to just cut off the oxygen from Jett Storm as referee. Up to a 7 count. Storm, he's got to get back in that ring. That's an 8 count, but Jett Storm just makes it back into the ring before taking the count out loss. And now look at Bray. Bray was going for a crossbody there, but Storm was able to avoid it. And I think Bray Wyatt, did he perhaps suffer some sort of an injury there? He was trying to get back to his feet, but then he just kind of fell back down. You know, he may have suffered some sort of a leg injury. He may have hyperextended something or twisted an ankle maybe. Jett Storm now has an opportunity to try to capitalize on that. Now he's waiting for Bray to get back to his feet, but Bray counters. And he's got Storm over there into the corner. And look at Bray Wyatt now. Just look at these elbows by Bray Wyatt. Just ferocious elbows to the side of the head of Jett Storm. And Storm, he's groggy right now. And Bray Wyatt, he's looking to finish this matchup off. And he's setting Jett Storm up for the Sister Abigail. And he heads it onto the rope. Onto the bottom rope. Jett Storm, he's got to be out cold. But Bray Wyatt did not get Storm away from the ropes, and that rope break is probably the only thing that keeps Jett Storm in this matchup, because, I mean, that bottom rope, of course, it's steel wrapped with, you know, some other kind of material, so there's steel in those ropes. So landing face first on that bottom rope certainly is not going to do Jett Storm any favors. With the force of Sister Abigail, I mean, it's amazing Jett Storm is even back to his feet right now. But Jett Storm, he's going to set up Bray Wyatt for the Shining Wizard. Calm before the storm connects. And Jett Storm could be moments away from putting the Eater of Worlds, putting him out of this matchup. Cover, but a kick out by Wyatt at a 2 count. Bray Wyatt stays alive. And Jett Storm, he's got to try to finish this up quickly, because you got to think the Sister Abigail into the bottom rope, that's going to take its toll on Jett Storm as the match goes on. But Jett Storm, what is he thinking? Oh, he's going to go for the DDT. The DDT on the apron! And Bray Wyatt. Well, now it's Bray Wyatt who may have just suffered a concussion. As Jett Storm, look at the impact of that DDT. As we see it one more time, just look at that. The ring apron, the hardest part of the ring. And Bray Wyatt just got driven head first into it. Jett Storm, he can just cover, but somehow Bray Wyatt is back to his feet. What is it going to take to put Bray Wyatt out of this thing? I mean, Bray Wyatt's just a monster. Just the fact that he was able to take that DDT on the apron and make it back to his feet. But Jett Storm looking for a comeback, goes for a drop kick, but Bray Wyatt sidestepped it. He just swatted Jett Storm out of the air like a fly. And now he's looking to go for the cover, but only a 1 count. This Jett Storm, he managed to get back to his feet, but how much did that fall to the mat, how much is that going to take out of Jett Storm? It's going to give Bray Wyatt certainly an opening to capitalize with a Uranagi side slam, and that could do it. 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt gets the win over Jett Storm here tonight, and that is now back-to-back losses for Jett Storm, as he's lost to Rey Mysterio, and now he has lost to the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. But I mean, you know, not for lack of effort. I mean, this match against Bray Wyatt, Jett Storm gave Bray Wyatt everything he had, but Bray Wyatt was just too powerful. He was just too much, too big of an obstacle for Jett Storm to overcome here tonight. And once again, Jett Storm is on the losing end of a match. But that is it for this episode of My Career Mode. I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one, and follow the buzzards.